Welcome to Link to the Past. In this episode, we will be discussing The Shadows of Rose and Resident Evil Village DLC. This episode will be spoiler-free. Let's get into The Shadows of Rose. In terms of the DLC, it was what I was looking forward to most, and it did not disappoint. I highly recommend, if you're an RE fan, going into this DLC without watching any reviews. Like, if you're watching this right now, I would just leave and not hear anything about the game. I'm not going to spoil anything, obviously. It's one of those games you want to go into super fresh. I tried not to listen to too much about it before I went into it, and I'm glad, because it surprised me in a lot of ways, and it's going to surprise you. They definitely ramp up the horror, which is good. Basically, in this game, Rose is trying to become a normal teenager. And in order to do that, she needs to enter the Metamyces, obtain this crystal so she can get rid of her special abilities, her mold special abilities, I would say, from, obviously Ethan being a mold person, which I don't even understand how that works, but it would make sense that Rose has some kind of special abilities in that regard, so I guess that's why she's kind of different than other Resident Evil characters that we've played as so far. So, in that sense, you would think that she has some kind of special abilities, which she does, but you will need these abilities to make it through the game, and you will have to learn to manage those resources very wisely. The environment is living and breathing in the Shadows of Rose. It almost feels like the Upside Down from what you experienced in Resident Evil Village. There's so much familiar stuff that you're seeing, but at the same time, I like the fact that it has this darker tone. Like I said, I think that was what's needed. Overall, I highly recommend playing Shadows of Rose. It is an amazing DLC. It is worth it, in my opinion. If you do not own Resident Evil Village, I think the Gold Edition is a good value. You could wait for it to go on sale. Or if you had Village, you could just buy the DLC, obviously. But I think the value between having the third person for Resident Evil Village, and then you get Reverse for multiplayer, and then you have Shadows of Rose, which is the great DLC. So, quite a package for good value, and it's only going to go down over time, I would think. It'll go down in price, especially when RE4 comes out and stuff like that. So, but I recommend buying it. It's definitely worth it. Comment down below if you've played Shadows of Rose, or if you're interested in playing Shadows of Rose. And then if you have played it, or you don't mind hearing spoilers, you can go over and watch my spoiler review, which will be up as well. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you give this video a like. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.